Now, talks are continuing in Cairo, aimed at reaching a ceasefire in Gaza. The framework proposal would see female, sick and elderly captives released in exchange for a 6-week truce. The US says Israel has more or less agreed to the deal, but as those talks continue, there's no end to Israel's bombardment on the ground. People in Jabalia refugee camp are searching the rubble for survivors and bodies after a series of blasts. At least 8 Palestinians have been killed. More than 30,500 people so far have been killed. Now Palestinians waiting for food have again come under Israeli fire as those aid convoys arrived. Several Palestinians have been injured by Israeli forces in the Kuwait roundabout area of Gaza City. Only a few people were able to get some boxes, which included water, flour and other items. Now, the trucks left carrying some of those injured by that gunfire. Al Jazeera's correspondent Ismail Al-Ghul was at Kuwait roundabout before Israeli forces opened fire on people waiting for aid.
We are now in Salah al-Din Road near Kuwait roundabout, where the humanitarian aid from South Gaza arrived. In this area, the Israeli forces have committed the so-called flour massacre and opened fire on Palestinian civilians who are trying to get flour from aid trucks at the Al-Nabulsi roundabout in the west of Gaza City.
Today, we got some aid. We found water and cans. Water is fine, but we need food for the children and the elderly people. The holy month of Ramadan is coming soon, and we need flour to bake bread.
3 trucks of aid for 700,000 people.
They speak about the aid every day. They're deceiving us. 3 or 4 trucks of aid for thousands of people. My son told me that he's hungry and he couldn't wait anymore. My children get up hungry every morning and I've nothing to offer them. This isn't life.
The citizens' hopes are very high that more and more trucks will enter Gaza Strip, but still, the number of trucks carrying aid is very limited.
Hani Mahmoud, our correspondent, joins us now on the phone from Rafah. And let's just begin with the ongoing strikes on convoys of aid. It seems to be relentless, Hani.
Yes, Sahel, and the fact that right now the situations are very, very critical in Gaza, the northern part of the strip, given the famine is spreading really quickly across that part of the Gaza Strip, where we have more people, particularly children, vulnerable groups, and victims, largely been victims of this genocide, or are dying of dehydration and starvation. And also, there's a great deal of frustration, and that is echoed by a statement by the Civil Defense Department in the Gaza Strip that stated that the mechanism of aid delivery, as well as the ongoing restriction by the Israeli military on the ground to obstruct aid delivery to largely hungry population in the northern part of Gaza Strip is humiliating. It is dangerous. We're talking about the 4th time now in less than a week, aid trucks are being targeted. Either the people are targeted directly or the aid truck itself is being targeted directly, as what happened in Deir al-Balah within the past 48 hours. And right now, at the Kuwaiti roundabout in Gaza, that's a very popular site right now because it happens before, where people gather in larger groups waiting for aid trucks to get to Gaza and the northern part, and so they are able to get some of the food supplies and get back to their families. So far, children are dying of dehydration and starvation, while their parents are killed trying to get them food supplies and water. And these are the things that we're talking about, things that are basics for human survival right now as the famine continues to spread. But there is the fact that it's happening for the 4th time, as a lot of people express that it's happening deliberately, and there is a deliberate attack on humanitarian trucks going to this part of the Gaza Strip, and only feeds into, as one person described it, only feeds into one conclusion, which is either people will die of starvation or eventually they will have to leave elsewhere. For example, as expressed multiple times, This is what is referred to as a voluntary immigration. But the way it's happening, it looks more like of a forced expulsion by starvation or by the intense bombing campaign going on. There are reports of many people who are injured and arriving to health facilities that are largely unprepared to receive this kind of emergencies right now. They're all out of service in the northern part of Gaza City, no medical supplies, insufficient medical staff. So the likelihood that people are losing their lives there because they are shot now or being targeted waiting for food is very high.
Hani Mahmoud there for us in Rafah. Thank you.